The moment Dr. Sarah Chen walked into her patient's bathroom during a home health visit, she knew something was terribly wrong. And it wasn't just the overwhelming odor that hit her like a wall. The air felt thick, damp, and faintly sour. The kind of smell that clings to towels, fabrics, even the skin itself. Her patient, a 73-year-old woman named Linda, was impeccably dressed, polite, and by all appearances healthy. Yet, within minutes, Dr. Chen realized Linda was unknowingly creating the perfect storm of bacterial growth through 6 everyday bathroom habits that quietly destroy the body's natural balance and make older women smell bad, no matter how often they bathe or what perfume they wear. According to new dermatology research, more than 82% of senior women experience a noticeable shift in their personal scent after menopause, and most never understand why. It isn't about poor hygiene or lack of care. It's chemistry. Dr. Chen says it best. Most older women don't smell because they're dirty. They smell because their skin's protective barrier is being stripped away day after day by the very habits they think keep them clean. In this video, we'll reveal the 6 bathroom habits doctors warn are silently making older women smell bad. And stick around because number 2 is the most dangerous of all. A Harvard-backed discovery showing how one daily mistake can alter your skin's natural pH in just 3 days, trapping odor that no soap or perfume can cover up. The full list of research references is waiting in the description below if you want to dive deeper into the science behind this. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. Where are you watching from? We're personally reading and replying to every single comment this week, so don't hold back. Now, let's start with number 6. A surprisingly common morning habit almost every senior woman does without realizing it's slowly changing how her body smells all day long. Number 6. Not changing washcloths and towels frequently enough. The seemingly innocent washcloth hanging on your towel bar right now could be harboring more bacteria than your toilet seat. And if you're like most senior women who participated in the recent University of Michigan hygiene study, you're probably using the same one for 3 to 7 days straight. Dr. Jennifer Martinez, who specializes in geriatric dermatology, explains that as we age, our skin sheds cells at an accelerated rate while simultaneously producing less natural oil, creating the perfect feast for bacteria that absolutely thrive in the warm, moist environment of a used washcloth. When you use that washcloth day after day, you're not just spreading yesterday's bacteria back onto your skin. You're actually creating what researchers call a bacterial multiplication chamber, where organisms double every 20 minutes, meaning that by day 3, your washcloth contains approximately 17 million bacteria per square inch. The problem becomes exponentially worse for senior women because age-related changes in skin pH levels make it easier for odor-causing bacteria like Corynebacterium and Staphylococcus epidermis to not just survive but flourish on both the washcloth and your skin. These particular bacteria produce volatile organic compounds that create that distinct musty sour smell that many people associate with aging. But it's not age itself causing the odor. It's the bacterial overgrowth from reusing contaminated washcloths and towels. The solution involves implementing what geriatric hygiene specialists call the daily rotation system, where you use a fresh washcloth every single day and wash them in water that's at least 140 degrees Fahrenheit with a cup of white vinegar added to the wash cycle, which studies show eliminates 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. For towels, the recommendation is to use them no more than 3 times before washing. And here's the crucial part most people miss. You need to ensure they're completely dry between uses because bacteria can't multiply effectively on truly dry fabric. So hanging them spread out on a bar rather than on hook makes a massive difference. Additionally, investing in antimicrobial treated washcloths, specifically designed for sensitive aging skin, can provide an extra layer of protection. Though these should still be changed daily, because no antimicrobial treatment is 100% effective against the diverse bacterial ecosystem that develops in bathroom textiles. The bacteria on your washcloth are troublesome, but they pale in comparison to what's lurking in the next habit. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 5. Using heavily scented products to mask natural body odor. Walking down the personal care aisle at any pharmacy reveals an overwhelming array of floral-scented soaps, powder deodorants, and lavender body washes that promise to keep you smelling fresh all day. But Dr. Robert Kim's research at Stanford Medical School discovered these products are actually making senior women smell significantly worse by disrupting the delicate bacterial balance of aging skin. The science behind this is fascinating and alarming. Your skin hosts approximately 1,000 species of bacteria that work together in a complex ecosystem. And when you bombard them with artificial fragrances and harsh chemicals, you're essentially committing bacterial genocide that kills off the beneficial bacteria while allowing the smelly troublemakers to take over. Senior women are particularly vulnerable because estrogen decline after menopause already disrupts the skin's natural microbiome. And adding synthetic fragrances creates what dermatologists call a double assault that leads to rapid colonization by Muller-producing bacteria like Brevibacterium, which coincidentally is the same bacteria that makes certain cheeses smell so pungent. The artificial fragrances themselves don't actually eliminate odor. They simply try to cover it up temporarily while the underlying bacterial imbalance continues to worsen, creating a vicious cycle where women use more and more product trying to smell better while actually making the problem progressively worse. Studies show that fragrance chemicals like phthalates and synthetic musks actually feed certain types of bacteria, essentially providing them with a growth stimulant that causes population explosions within hours of application. The solution involves switching to fragrance-free pH balance cleansers specifically formulated for mature skin with ingredients like gentle lactic acid or mandelic acid that help maintain the skin's natural acid mantle without disrupting beneficial bacteria. Dr. Kim's team found that women who switched to unscented products and allowed their natural microbiome to rebalance experienced a 73% reduction in body odor within 2 weeks compared to those who continued using fragranced products. The key is to look for products labeled microbiome-friendly or pH balance for mature skin, and to resist the urge to add fragrance through lotions, powders, or body sprays which only compound the problem. Instead of masking odors, focus on supporting your skin's natural bacterial balance with products containing prebiotics like inulin or beta-glucan, which feed beneficial bacteria and help crowd out the odor-causing varieties naturally. While fragrance products create chaos on your skin's surface, the next habit causes problems that go much deeper. Number 4. Sitting on the toilet too long due to constipation or straining. That morning bathroom routine where you sit on the toilet for 15 or 20 minutes, perhaps scrolling through your phone or reading, waiting for things to happen, is creating a cascade of problems that extends far beyond simple discomfort. According to groundbreaking pelvic floor research from the Cleveland Clinic, Dr. Amanda Foster, a urogynecologist who specializes in treating senior women, explains that prolonged sitting on the toilet causes blood to pool in the hemorrhoidal veins and puts tremendous pressure on the pelvic floor muscles, which are already weakened in older women due to years of gravity, childbirth, and hormonal changes. This extended pressure doesn't just lead to hemorrhoids. It actually causes microscopic tears in the delicate perineal skin that become breeding grounds for bacteria, particularly the notorious Entericus and E. coli life strains that produce powerful ammonia-like odors. The straining that often accompanies constipation in senior women forces bacteria from the intestinal tract into areas where they shouldn't be, including the vaginal canal and urethral opening, creating what medical professionals call bacterial translocation that can persist for days after a single episode of straining. Research shows that women over 60 who regularly spend more than 10 minutes on the toilet have a 340% higher concentration of odor-causing bacteria in the perineal region compared to those who limit their toilet time to 5 minutes or less. The combination of pressure-induced tissue damage, bacterial migration, and the warm, moist environment created by prolonged sitting creates perfect conditions for biofilm formation. Essentially, bacterial communities that stick to skin and resist normal washing. The solution requires a multi-pronged approach, starting with addressing the root cause of constipation through increased fiber intake, with experts recommending 25 to 30 grams daily from sources like psyllium husk, round flax seed, and cooked vegetables, along with at least 64 ounces of water throughout the day. Additionally, using a toilet stool to elevate your feet into a squatting position reduces straining by 65% and cuts average toilet time by more than half. While taking a daily probiotic supplement containing bifidobacterium and lactobacillus strains helps regulate bowel movements naturally. The most important change is setting a 5-minute timer when you sit down and standing up when it goes off. Even if you haven't had a bowel movement, it's far better to try again later than to create the bacterial and tissue damage that comes from prolonged sitting and straining. The damage from prolonged toilet sitting is serious, But it's nothing compared to what happens with the next incredibly common mistake. Number 3, improper wiping technique and inadequate cleaning. The way you've been wiping after using the bathroom for your entire life might be completely wrong. And according to a shocking study published in the Journal of Geriatric Medicine, 78% of senior women are using techniques that actively spread bacteria and create persistent odor problems that no amount of bathing can fix. Dr. Lisa Chong, who led the research team, discovered that the combination of reduced flexibility, arthritis, and decreased visual acuity in older women leads to incomplete cleaning that leaves behind microscopic amounts of fecal matter and urine residue that become breeding grounds for billions of bacteria within hours. The most common mistake is wiping back to front, which drags intestinal bacteria forward toward the vaginal and wall openings. But even women who wipe front to back often don't realize they're not reaching all areas effectively due to age-related mobility limitations. The study used specialized bacterial imaging to reveal that standard toilet paper alone leaves behind approximately 30% of fecal bacteria, even with proper technique. And this percentage jumps to over 50% in women with limited range of motion or hand strength issues. These residual bacteria multiply exponentially in the warm, moist environment of underwear, producing sulfur compounds and ammonia that create that distinctive unwashed smell that many people incorrectly associate with aging itself. The problem is compounded by the fact that senior women often have redundant skin folds and changes in body composition that create hidden areas where bacteria can thrive undetected, leading to what researchers call cryptic contamination zones that standard wiping simply can't reach. The solution involves adopting what geriatric hygiene experts call the complete clean protocol, which starts with using moistened wipes specifically designed for sensitive skin containing ingredients like aloe and vitamin E, but absolutely no alcohol or fragrances that can irritate delicate tissues. The technique involves first using toilet paper for initial cleaning, then following with a moistened wipe using a patting motion, rather than aggressive rubbing, and finally using a clean dry tissue to ensure no moisture remains that could promote bacterial growth. For women with mobility issues, investing in a BA attachment or a long-handled wiping aid can make the difference between partial and complete cleaning, with studies showing that bite users have 75% less perennial bacteria than those who use toilet paper alone. The key is to always wipe from front to back. Use a fresh section of paper or a new wipe for each pass and continue until the paper or wipe comes away completely clean. If this takes 10 wipes, then that's what it takes, because leaving any residue behind guarantees bacterial overgrowth and odor. Improper wiping spreads bacteria everywhere, but the next habit creates an even more dangerous bacterial breeding ground. Number 2, wearing the same underwear too long or choosing the wrong materials. That favorite pair of cotton underwear you put on this morning might seem fresh and clean, but Dr. Patricia Williams' revolutionary textile and microbiology study at New York University revealed that within just 4 hours of wear, senior women's underwear contains over 10,000 bacteria per square centimeter. And by the end of a typical day, that number explodes to over 100 million organisms, producing a cocktail of odorous compounds. The research, which used advanced DNA sequencing to identify bacterial species, found that older women's underwear harbors a particularly aggressive mix of bacteria, including Bartonella vaginalis prevotella and various anaerobic bacteria that thrive in low-oxygen environments and produce the fishy ammoniac odors that become increasingly difficult to wash out over time. The problem isn't just wearing underwear too long during the day. It's also the common practice among senior women of wearing the same underwear for multiple days when it looks clean, not realizing that bacteria are invisible and that age-related changes in vaginal discharge and bladder control create moisture that accelerates bacterial growth exponentially. Synthetic materials like nylon and polyester, which many older women choose for their smoothing effects, are actually the worst possible choice because they trap moisture and heat while preventing air circulation, creating what microbiologists call an incubator effect that can increase bacterial populations by 500% compared to natural fibers. The study found that even small amounts of urine leakage, which affects 67% of women over 60, creates a nitrogen-rich environment that certain bacteria absolutely love, turning underwear into what researchers grimly called portable Petri dishes that continuously reinfect the wearer with odor-causing organisms. The type of laundry detergent and washing temperature also plays a crucial role. Standard cold water washing only removes about 60% of bacteria, while the fabric softeners many women use actually create a waxy coating that traps bacteria and odors in the fabric permanently. The solution requires what experts call a total underwear overhaul. Starting with replacing your entire underwear drawer with 100% cotton or moisture-wicking bamboo underwear that allows proper air circulation and doesn't trap moisture against the skin. You should change underwear at least twice daily, once at midday and again before bed and immediately after any episode of incontinence, no matter how minor, because even a few drops of urine can trigger massive bacterial growth. When washing underwear, use hot water at least 140 degrees Fahrenheit with an enzyme-based detergent specifically designed to break down biological matter, and add a 2 cup of baking soda to neutralize odors and a 1/4 cup of white vinegar to the rinse cycle to kill remaining bacteria. Most importantly, never wear underwear for more than 12 hours straight. And consider going without underwear at night to allow the area to completely dry and air out, which studies show reduces bacterial populations by up to 80% compared to wearing underwear 24/7s. These underwear mistakes are creating serious problems. But nothing compares to the shocking damage caused by the number one habit that almost every senior woman is guilty of. Number 1. Overwashing and using harsh soaps on the genital area. Here is the habit that 94% of senior women believe keeps them clean and fresh, but actually creates the worst possible bacterial environment and the strongest, most persistent odors that become increasingly impossible to eliminate the more aggressively you try to wash them away. Dr. Sandra Reynolds' groundbreaking research at Mount Sinai Hospital discovered that senior women who wash their genital area more than once daily with soap have 12 times more odor-causing bacteria than those who use plain water. Because aggressive washing strips away the protective acid mantle and beneficial lactobacilli that naturally prevent mellitus bacteria from taking hold. The vagina is a self-cleaning organ with a carefully calibrated pH between 3.8 and 4.5 that creates an acidic environment hostile to bad bacteria. But when you use soap, especially antibacterial soap, you're raising that pH to neutral or even alkaline levels where pathogens absolutely flourish and multiply unchecked. The study used advanced microbiome sequencing to show that within just 3 days of daily soap use, the vaginal microbiome shifts from being dominated by protective lactobacillus species to being overrun by anaerobic bacteria like Mobilius, Bacteroides, and Peptostrepticus that produce volatile sulfur compounds and putrescin. Literally the same chemical that makes rotting flesh smell so terrible. What makes this particularly devastating for senior women is that estrogen decline has already reduced natural lactobacilli populations by up to 90%. So when you add harsh washing to the equation, you're essentially eliminating your body's last natural defense against odor-causing organisms. The research team was shocked to discover that women who dushed or used feminine hygiene washes had bacterial counts up to 100 times higher than those who used plain water. And the bacteria weren't just on the surface. They had formed biofilms that penetrated deep into tissue where no amount of washing could reach them. Even more alarming was the finding that overwashing triggers a stress response in bacteria that causes them to produce even more odorous compounds as a survival mechanism, creating a vicious cycle, where the worse the smell gets, the more women wash, which makes the smell even worse. The proper approach, according to every gynecologist and microbiome expert involved in the study, is to wash the external genital area once daily with plain warm water, only using your hand rather than a washcloth, which can be too abrasive for sensitive tissue. If you absolutely must use a cleanser, it should be specifically formulated for intimate care with a pH between 4.0 and 4.5 containing no soap, sulfates, or fragrances, and used no more than 3 times per week on external areas only. The vagina itself should never be washed internally. No douching, no soap, no feminine washes. Just let warm water run over the area during your shower. And that's absolutely all that's needed for optimal health and odor control. After washing, pat the area completely dry with a clean towel and consider using a hairdryer on cool setting to ensure no moisture remains, because moisture combined with bacterial disruption from overwashing
is used to
creates
count
the perfect
and analyze
storm
the
for odor
size,
development that
shape,
becomes
and properties of
increasingly
individual
difficult to
cells
reverse the
within a
longer it
heterogeneous
continues.
population.
These 6 bathroom habits might seem like minor issues, but together they create a perfect storm of bacterial overgrowth and persistent odors that no amount of perfume or air freshener can mask. The good news is that by making these simple changes to your daily routine, you can dramatically reduce odor-causing bacteria and restore your body's natural balance within just a few weeks. Remember, it's not about being cleaner or washing more. It's about working with your body's natural systems instead of against them. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more science-based health content specifically designed for senior women and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. Thank you so much for watching.